In 3, 2, 1. It's me. It's you, Harris. Dude, I'm so excited to have finally made this happen, man. How are you?
Dude, I'm good.
Was that a weak intro? Should we redo that? Or
I didn't know we were just starting. I thought we were going live.
No. This is all
this
offline.
isn't on stream.
No. Yeah, dude, I felt like there was too much pressure for on stream, so I ended up just doing it off stream. Like I felt like I was like I felt like I wasn't reading chat, which you're not supposed to, right? Like you're not supposed to do that during the podcast, but like I felt bad for not doing it, and then I also felt like,
dude, I always do too.
I can't do it. Like even when I'm playing offline, like last night I was gaming kind of late off stream. I had to turn off this monitor because I'm constantly
because you kept looking at it.
I'm constantly checking it out, dude.
Yeah,
it's such a bad thing. Dude, how was that? How was your? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, what'd you say?
Are you serious? You couldn't get that out 5 minutes before we started this?
What are you even drinking? 5 minutes. Dude, these things, they're sparkling ice.
Never
they're like no
heard
sugar.
of it.
You never heard of ice? They're good. They've got these new canned ones that have just a little bit of caffeine in them.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to kick the Red Bull. And by trying, I mean I've been off Red Bull for like 3 weeks now.
Dude, congrats.
Thank you. And so this is my nicotine patch.
Nice. Were you ever a coffee guy?
I've never had coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
Has it just had no interest or what?
Well, I do think it smells like garbage.
What?
But yeah, but also it's a Mormon thing.
That's right, dude. You're Mormoned out of your mind, huh?
Yeah. You ever hear me say a swear word?
No, never.
That's more about my mom than my religion, though. She's the swear Nazi.
Dude, that is so insane. How long? So like, did you grow up in Utah?
No.
Oh, okay. And you're still there now, correct?
Yeah. Moved here for college and just fell in love.
Dude, I've heard it's beautiful. I was actually looking at houses there the other day, high key.
Yeah, we were telling you about it last. What, DreamHack?
Yeah.
Is that where we were?
Yeah, last DreamHack in.
It was in Texas, wasn't it?
Texas, one of the Texas.
Because we went and got barbecue.
Yeah. Well, we tried to go get barbecue, and then we ended up getting ramen. And you schooled me on ramen, bro. You were like, we sat down and you're like, listen, I don't want to be like the pretentious guy or anything, but this place is using the wrong chopsticks for their ramen. There should be.
Oh, that's right. They were using like weird, like Chinese, like family style table chopsticks. Yeah.
And you were like, the noodles will fall off.
Bothered me.
You were like, the noodles will fall off this. It needs the ridges. And I was like, where are we right now, Harris? What are we talking about? Because I didn't realize how versed you were culturally.
I am a man of culture.
You are, dude. You've traveled so much, dude. Like that last Japan trip that you took looked wild.
Dude, that was a dream.
How long had you been planning that trip for?
Wait, so are we just keeping that first intro? We're just gonna go like?
Oh no, we're committed now.
I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. I just want to make sure we're on the same page here.
No,
okay.
we're off the cuff now. We're not stopping this.
Wait, so what about Japan?
What did I even just say? Oh yeah, how long you been planning that trip for? How long you had been? Yeah, that last Japan trip.
Oh, a lot of our trips are either like planned way in advance by Kenzie or like just, hey, you know what? You want to go to somewhere next month? And I feel like Japan was kind of one of those.
Really?
Where it's like, I've been wanting to go forever. She follows all those channels that show like really cheap flights, all those Instagram accounts that tell you, oh, flight to Japan, only $600 round trip. And we're like, all right, let's get it. Let's do it. And we went to Japan for 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks was a long time, dude. I saw where you guys were all over the place, like everywhere from like downtown to up in like some monasteries or something.
Yeah, so we went to Tokyo for a week. We stayed there. I think we stayed at 2 different places in Tokyo. Then we went to Kyoto. Okay. Then we went to we stayed at like an onsen right by Mount Fuji.
An onsen?
And an onsen is like a hot springs resort.
Okay, tight.
Yeah. And then up in the mountains of Koyasan, which like even people I know from Japan are like, what's Koyasan?
Really?
Koyasan wa nan desu ka? And no, we just stayed at this. It's like this hilltop. Like you can either only drive there, or we had to take like a gondola up to get to the town.
Holy hell!
Yeah, and so like nobody speaks English.
Of course not.
People don't like people who speak English.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I had a guy be really rude to me.
Really?
Yeah, when I spilled water in his restaurant, he was like yelling at me.
What's so insane, because I know you, and it would be so hard to be genuinely mean to you, like not in like a memey funny way. Like
I'm just some big stupid American
over there, yeah.
Yeah, and then we stayed in a monastery for 2 nights and got bed bugs.
That's right, you got bed bugs.
Yeah,
dude,
it was bad.
Conspiracy
I got bit
theory
on my left arm over like 100 times.
That is insane. What do you have to do for that? Like, is there just shower and good luck?
You put tonic. Oh, you mean like for how do you not get more bites?
Yeah, like how do you stop what originally happened?
You gotta like fumigate.
Oh,
like
really?
The whole thing. Yeah, they spread. One chills with you on your clothes, and like you take it home with you, and suddenly 3 days later you got 100 of them. So
holy hell.
Yeah, so we like left our suitcases outside, immediately came home, like stripped down, threw our stuff in the wash and like left our clothes outside for like a week, and slowly brought them in and washed them, and like
holy hell.
We got lucky that we didn't bring them home with us.
Yeah, that's I've never experienced bed bugs in my entire life, if I'm being honest, and I'm like,
it is actually hell.
Dude, I saw the pictures. It was gross. Like, it was
your
gross.
Whole body is just itching and on fire, like your whole body.
How long?
Because I'm very tasty.
How long did that last? You're very tasty. Don't. Okay.
I've been hit by bed bugs twice.
What?
Kenzie didn't get bit a single time.
Holy hell!
Kenzie didn't get a single bite.
What?
Yeah,
dude. Apparently you are the
total over like 200-300 times.
That's insane, man. But how lucky are you to be able to go to Japan, especially with what is going on now in the world? Jesus.
Dude, I know. I miss it so much. It's like we didn't push it off like 4 months or something.
Right.
But oh man, it was totally worth the bed bugs. Best trip ever.
Really?
It was, dude, it was so much fun. And I've been like studying Japanese, and so I got to like have some really weak conversations with people.
Okay.
It was something else, dude. It's the opposite side of the world. It's not like traveling to Europe where like, oh yeah, we used to be like this 200 years ago. This is America if it was built 1,000 years prior.
Right.
But no, it's night and day. It's totally, and they're very westernized. Obviously, they're a very progressive country, but like but it's the whole spiel, dude. It's so much fun.
I'm jealous because we just did every year I do like a trip thing, and this year we did like a dono goal for a trip, and but the deal was I let everybody in the community decide where I go. So there was like
so you went to North Korea is what you're saying.
so it was like we had like Iraq and then Korea, all this. Anyways, but in the end it came down to Dublin and Japan. And Japan got voted in, and but the trip was for this November, and obviously that's not happening. I don't know when that area is even going to reopen up its borders.
Dude, everybody is going to look at you.
Of course,
you will be the tallest guy there. Just in general, you will be the biggest human in the country while you're there.
So that was the whole meme behind it. Everyone's like,
you got to re-bleach your hair because then you just
of course
you have to.
That was why everyone was like, dude, how funny would it be to see you in Japan, bro? Like everyone's like, dude, you're gonna be a superstar. Like everyone's gonna want to talk to you there, huh? And I'm like, yeah, but I also want to sleep comfortably. I also want to fit in buildings properly. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's like, dude, you got to go do those sleep pods that are in there.
Oh my gosh.
I just don't know that
those aren't made for you.
No, they're not.
Those aren't made for you.
Nothing over there is made for me. Nothing. But it's all good. We ended up switching up that trip, and we're doing like a US trip in November. So I'm excited about that.
Can I tell you a frustration I have? I don't want it to sound like a flex, but it's going to come across as a little flex.
We've had this conversation before where you come off as an F-boy, okay?
I do.
But I'm excited because I don't see you as that now, But I'm ready. I'm ready to hear this. I'm ready for this flex.
Just know that this is less 0% out of flex and just mostly out of like excitement for what I know when this pandemic is over, what I can do.
Okay, lay it on me.
With how StreamBeats is gone, like it kills me that like I could say like, you know what, I feel like going to Japan tomorrow.
Right.
And I mean, it wouldn't be responsible,
of course not, right,
but I could,
right,
and I can't.
So
I've never been in that situation before in my life.
How crazy is that? I want to touch on that because you prefaced it by saying that was a flex. I don't think that that's a flex. I think that's I look at that in the sense of like,
it wasn't.
Well, I know, but I look at that in the sense of like, dude, you worked, like, I know what you do. I mean, some people may not, but I know what kind of work ethic you have and all the different avenues of content that you try and put out. So I know that that's not a flex. That's like I worked hard, and because of that, I can literally just do whatever. Like I could jump on a plane right now and go to Japan. I can go to whatever it may be. So I don't look at it like that, as much as I want to criticize you and ridicule you, but I can't do that right there. No, that's awesome. That is so cool. What's going on? Tell me all about StreamBeats. Explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old and I have no idea what StreamBeats is.
Okay, so 5-year-olds, record labels are evil, and they want to take down your YouTube videos and steal all your money.
Okay, so all right, got it.
I feel like disclaimer. I have to say that's not entirely true. But this is for 5-year-old Dapper.
5-year-old Dapper, yes, which is actually sitting right here.
But I feel like trying to explain this to a 5-year-old is going to ruin it. So anyway, I wanted to make music for streamers and YouTubers to use.
Okay.
And I realized early on that if I could make it widely available to everybody, and I didn't have a big company behind me with all these people I had to pay, I didn't have to pay out royalties. If I could own the music outright, and I could get people to use it on stream, I would make, like, it would be so profitable, because people like you put up a 10 song album, right? And people listen to maybe their favorite 5 songs and then they move on to another artist.
Right.
Whereas if I can get people to use it during an 8-hour stream on repeat, that's just an unreal amount of plays.
Right, of course.
And so when I realized just kind of like how big of an opportunity that was, I started reaching out to local producers. Someone who'd worked on my wife's album, I hit him up and he's like, yeah, I don't really have the time. I'm like, literally, I'm going to pay you a day rate.
Yeah.
To make like 2 songs a day, pay you probably $300 a song. Like I'm willing to do this.
Right.
And I couldn't find anyone to do it.
Really?
Yeah, no one wanted to make over 100 songs for me. So
it does sound like quite a ridiculous number of songs.
Yeah, so I was at CES talking with my agent, and she was like, "Why don't you do so much stuff on Fiverr? Why don't you just do it on Fiverr?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh,
dude, yeah."
Literally, like, I've been really open about this. I found a dude, paid him. He charged me $10 a song.
What?
And the first 180 songs were all from the same dude. And,
holy,
$10 a song, and that kicked off the whole thing. It's not the best release. I mean, it was definitely, but it was what I could afford. Yeah. It was how I needed to get it started and get the name out there. It was a perfect launch. And now I'm just trying to put out as much stuff to dilute that first drop as possible. But, and we got a lot of music coming too, but we've, obviously dropped 2 more genres after lo-fi. So we got 3 total. We got a 4th one coming out, hopefully September.
Dude.
And dude, yeah, about 15,000 people, 16,000 people listen to it every day. Use it.
That's incredible. That is that's such a wild. So I just recently talked with McLaffey Taffy, and he's a co-owner of Pretzel. If you know what Pretzel is. Yeah. So
yeah, I work with those guys. They're great.
Yeah. So like I think that is such like what you just did is such an important part of what's going on in the industry right now, especially with all the DMCA stuff that's happening, everything that's going on. Like, to be able to have your own goodies that can be put out there and not have to like you said, be backed by big companies, pay off people, all that kind of stuff. That's rad, man. That's so crazy, because you've got to be I'm gonna brag on you a little bit here, which is a very difficult thing for me to do. But you're probably one of the most well-versed quote content creators that I know personally, and I would venture out to say even just in the industry as well. Like with streams.
Thank you.
You stream super consistently, and I want to talk about that a little bit. You've got StreamBeats. I know you've got this long background with music, especially with your wife too. Like you touched on a little bit, your wife just put out an album, and then also your YouTube channel, where it's not like, you know, it's not like a bunch of stream highlights. It's not like a bunch of like crazy like, oh my God, I did this, I react, whatever. It's super helpful in the tech world and all things streaming and all things gear. I think it's rad, man. Like truly, like that's you're definitely an inspiration for a lot of people out there, and maybe not so much me, but it's cool.
You're an inspiration to me, Dap.
I doubt it, but yeah, man, I think it's so rad.
My mom always had this this phrase, this motto, and it was mediocrity in all things. And that's what I live by. I am not the best at anything.
Right.
I'm not literally everything I do. I am nowhere near the best, but I try to get good at as many things as I can. And so that way, when I hire on a video editor, and we can talk, and like, Sam, who's just literally the most talented graphic designer and video editor on Twitch. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah. He's got some really good work.
I know the kid's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's going to be huge one day. Just wait. Yeah. But he, when we're talking about making some motion graphics, I can talk to him and I can say, hey, why don't you throw a particle emitter right here and have it, go off the y-axis or whatever.
Yeah.
And I can have these conversations because I've done most of it.
Right.
Yeah. Like you can learn 80% of something in 6 months.
Yeah.
And then the last 20% takes another 6 years.
Yeah. For sure.
And so I like learning 80% of as many things as I can. And it allows me to see opportunities that I think a lot of people miss because they just don't know what's there.
I'm definitely with that, man. I couldn't agree more, dude. Like, knowing enough to be dangerous is such an underrated skill set to have. Like, just, all right, let me learn just enough to hold a conversation type thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Like I just hired someone for my record label.
From your record label?
Yeah, I started a record label.
You see what I'm saying right now? Like, if this is not the most what do you mean just started how are you gonna just sprinkle that in?
So that was a flex. That was originally, that move was originally just to be a flex. So when I uploaded the first StreamBeats album, it said, hey, what do you want your record label to be? Or what record label are you under? And it said in little text, it said, if you don't have one, just make one up. So I was like, all right. Senpai Music Group.
No, is that
and
actually?
So if you go to StreamBeats, you go to the bottom of any album, it'll say little copyright symbol Senpai Music Group. And so I've adjusted it a little bit, but I'm in the process of incorporating Senpai Records right now.
Dude, and
I filed a DBA, so I do have the official title of Senpai Music Group, but we're establishing Senpai Records right now. I'm working with a lawyer. We've been doing it for about a week now, and just hired someone for it. And he is probably he's going to be the most, he just started streaming on Twitch, but he is by far the most talented producer and recording engineer on Twitch. And because I studied sound recording technology in college, we can talk about digital audio interfaces and, compression and EQ and even music theory. I took 5 semesters of music theory. And so it's cool to be able to work with him and actually because I know this, at least not nearly as well as he does, but I can have these conversations with him and we can create stuff together.
Dude, I'm so thankful for people like you because I feel like people like you are just way smarter than me, and it makes me feel so good to be able to chat with. It makes me feel so good to be able to chat with people like you. It's weird though. It's weird though because the stuff that you're talking about, I know the terms. I know what they are. But if you and I sat down and you were like, hey, let's dive into some EQs and different kind of compression and stuff like that, I'd be like, okay, listen, no, I can't do that.
Play it for me a harmonic minor scale.
Yeah, I'm
sing it for me.
No, I cannot do that, dude. That's crazy. So how long is the process to making that record label? going to be a hot minute or what? Like, are you already actively looking for artists?
So I didn't. So by the way, the whole reason I filed the DBA and just to have the entity name,
yeah,
it didn't change anything.
Right.
I just wanted to be the Twitch streamer that owned a record label.
I mean,
that's why I said I started it as a flex.
It's like, a pretty good accolade.
I know. It's just another thing that people can say when they talk about me. And I'm always looking for new things that people can say.
Good things. And definitely.
Yeah. Of course. Only all good things. All good things. But I wanted to be the streamer that owned a record label. So I went on LegalZoom.com. I filed a DBA and I was like, sick. I've got a record label.
That's so insane, dude. Like you've got to be one of the only people to ever actually like go that far and be like, you know what? Let me do something other than streaming. And
people, dude, it's a lot easier than people think. Like,
is it really?
It literally took me an hour to file that. Like, and now I own a record. Like, it's that. Just do stuff. If you have an idea, just do it. Honestly, that's my best advice for people. I don't think I've ever said that in a video. You have a weird idea, do it.
Perfect.
It's the best thing you could do. Get used to doing that. Get used to entertaining and teasing the weird ideas that pop in your mind that we've been trained as a society to go, oh no, that's crazy. Don't do that. No, do that.
Dude, you just brought chills over me right now. High key. High key. You know, because you know what's crazy is it sounds so cliche when you're like, yeah, man, just do something crazy. But like, you know, a lot of people still don't. A lot of people still don't do anything out of the norm, out of the box per se.
Scary.
It is. Of course it's scary. Of course it's scary. But like, you know, you can do something so basic to like slowly edge your way out of that box, like trying new food. Like trying new food is one of the things that has started to branch me out of the box. It's trying to start do other things that make me happy. So yeah, man, dude, that was crazy. I felt like I was talking to a motivational speaker right there.
I believe in you, Dap.
You can do it. I appreciate that because I believe in you.
Yeah. I didn't want it to be just like another, like if I'm going to start a record label and I'm going to start like trying to sign artists and stuff, all I'm going to be is like, you got these pool of record labels. I'm going to be the little guy. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to be the little guy. I feel like the music industry is it's just so antiquated. Like its whole system is so far behind that I felt like there had to be, and it was driving me nuts. I go on a walk around the block here every day. It's like my decompress and like process my thoughts time.
I got to do that too.
Like, it's the only time I don't have the temptation to open up my phone and go on Twitter is when I'm walking. So it's my chance to think. And I just for weeks it was like, what do I do with this? How do I make this different? How do I stand out? And one day it was like, I got it. Like I'm not gonna sign anyone. Like it's not going to be a record label that signs artists. I can't tell you. I've got like 5 steps planned out.
Oh boy.
For the next like couple of years.
Whoa.
But like I just to give you like, I want to do a StreamBeats tour, by the way. Wait. At some point I want to do a national tour. I do a StreamBeats tour.
And now, like, how would that work?
And I don't know the details yet, but I want to do it.
Come on.
Those are the ideas. Like, it's just like, wait, what if we did a StreamBeats tour? And instead of saying, no, that sounds crazy, go, how could we make that work?
Yeah, you know? Because that's immediately, I'm like, how would that work? How would that work? That would be rad,
It'd need more notoriety. It'd need a larger audience first.
Right. Yeah.
But if we could do that, if we could keep growing it and put out some awesome stuff. So I knew there had to be steps before then, and I've got a couple of those steps planned out. But a StreamBeats tour is 100% on the roadmap.
How long has StreamBeats been around now?
I think it came out in March.
Dude, in March, you guys are already up to 16,000 everyday listeners. Dude, you're gonna be on tour in no time. On tour in no time.
It needs some other stuff. You can't just sit there and play lo-fi beats for 3 hours.
True.
So got some things.
Okay.
I'm pumped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, talking about you know, all these different avenues of things that you do. Obviously, you're a content creator on Twitch, which obviously is how you and I became friends and started chatting and meeting at all these different events, whatever it may be. But dude, you have one of the most wild stream schedules that I have ever seen. And what I mean by that is I have never seen somebody do so many 24-hour streams. Dude, how do you do that? You just had one like last week. how do you do so? And I tuned in on that one. You had an hour left, and the title was like, "We tired, boys." And I was like, dude, how do you consistently do these 24-hour streams, and why? What makes you want to do them?
Well, just as a disclaimer, I am phasing those out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Every single one has gotten a little bit harder than the one before it. and the recovery time of each one is a little bit longer.
Dude, you're getting old, is what you're saying.
Dude, I turn 32 next month.
Holy hell. God, you actually are old, huh?
I am old, yeah. If I ever had the camera on this side of my head, you'd see my hairline and you'd know. But that's why I keep the camera on this side.
Bro.
Yeah. This little flippy thing covers the look at that.
The old man hairline?
The old man forehead, yeah.
It's okay, dude. It's okay.
But dude, I function really well on low sleep. Most people start to get like really just tired and like can't hold it together.
Yeah.
My body, after I pass like the 14-hour mark, 15-hour mark, my body goes into survival mode, and it realizes like, oh, he's not going to go to sleep. We need to stop making him drowsy. We need to make him alert in case he gets attacked by a predator. You know, like it goes into instinct. And so like it shuts down all the unnecessary things. So like social awareness is gone. My filter is gone, and it's just nothing but like awareness, and that's all that exists, which actually makes for really great content,
right?
Which that has been slowing down a little bit too. Now it's turning into drowsiness.
Do you see an increase in gameplay whenever you're hitting that mode? Like, are you
I do.
Really?
I hit headshots during the last like 4 hours of my stream more than any other time.
Really?
Oh yeah,
that's kind of cool. I'd like to see like a study on that.
That's how I need to go competitive and just stay up
for the final 4 hours. Yeah. No, that's so insane, because you're one where it seems like every other week it's a 24-hour. I
was doing them like every other month, like every 6 weeks or so. It's addicting because you get more support than any other day, and you look at your channel analytics and you just see this revenue bar that's just massive.
Yeah.
And then when it filters off after 30 days and you watch your monthly revenue just tank.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
All right, I got to do another 24-hour stream.
Right,
I got to bring that number back up.
Yeah.
But even though it doesn't actually mean anything, like that's not. It still just gets to you when you see your monthly revenue just literally take,
of course,
like a third of it taken off.
Of course it does.
So, but I've done 16.
God.
And I plan on start really spacing them out. Maybe the next one in like 3-4 months. Have the last one be in like 2 years, and make it like an event,
like a blowout, like, the final
hopefully
one.
By that point I'll be really well connected. I've only been streaming full time for like 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Like in 2 years, hopefully I'll be well connected in this. I'll have friends.
Right.
Friends would be cool. and like actually be able to turn into like a planned schedule. Like we're doing this. This person's coming over. We're going here. Whatever.
Right.
We'll walk around, do IRL streams, go somewhere, and like make it. I want to make these last 4 something really well done.
Yeah,
and then end them.
Just toss them. That's
Never
it.
do them again.
Never do it. Yeah, dude, they are. You make a very valid point. When you're online for 24 hours, that's a lot of eyeballs for a long time. Like based on bouncing around between categories, whatever it may be. Especially with someone like you who's got a pretty dedicated fan base as it is, like a pretty well built up community. Like you say, you've only been full time for a year, but dude, you've got some lifers in there for sure.
Yeah, we got some OGs that have been around, because I streamed for like 5 people for 3 years.
Right.
And some of those people are still around.
Yeah.
One of them still my most active viewer.
Dude,
shout out to Sarah.
That's
by the way.
Rad. That's such a good feeling. Like I don't want to exclude people from this, but if you don't have somebody like that or multiple people like that in your community, you're missing out, man. That's such a good feeling to see that same person come back every day, no matter what you're playing, doesn't matter. That's so rad. That's such a good feeling, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, for you in a 24-hour, for you to be able to bounce around like with your community already, like I feel like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but if you jump to a game that, you know, maybe is not as well known, not as well played, you've got such a fan base already. You're already up the directory, right? Which brings in more eyeballs because people are able to scroll down, and if they're scrolling through that game here and there, really, you're kind of iffy on that.
Yeah, I think the only time people like browse and go into your stream is if you're in like the top 5.
Really?
Beyond that, like rarely. I mean, I still like, even though I'm probably in the top, 10 to 15 of just chatting, like still 95% of my viewers came from my YouTube channel. Very few of them ever come from just browsing.
Really? I find that I find that so hard to believe. Like I know
people are always hoping, like, if I get that host and I'll be at the top of the directory, people will finally find me.
Right.
Nope. People just, it's not fun to browse live streams. It's no matter, like, dude, I spent five minutes on Twitch the other day.
Yeah.
3.5 of those minutes were spent watching ads because I wanted to find some new streamers. And so I click on one, I get a 30-second ad. Then I'd watch 10 seconds of it and be like, oh, I don't actually want to watch this. Click another one, 30-second ad. Then watch 10 seconds, be like, oh, this actually isn't that entertaining. And like after 5 of those, I was like, I'm just done. I'm going to YouTube.
Dude, it makes sense. I never thought about it that way. Holy hell.
It's not fun to browse.
I mean, already I feel like Twitch is, pretty oversaturated. But, it makes sense because, God, I never thought about that. I never thought about how many ads that I've been frustrated just sitting through. Holy hell.
I'm considering paying for Twitch Turbo, but I just don't want to.
Right. Like, very few people do.
It would not change my bank account, but I'm just like, do I really want to give Twitch more money?
Right.
Like, is that what I want to do right now?
They've
really
got plenty of it. So 95% of your viewer base comes from your YouTube channel?
At least, yeah.
How I know because I've done this in the past, and this is one of the things that I wanted to ask you too was how many of those people every time that you're live pop in, and you do a very good job of this, by the way. I do want to commend you on that. God, it feels like I'm just all over you today. I'm just
this is fine.
I don't like this. This is not
this is what I signed up for.
This is not what I planned on. I planned on just
if you weren't doing this, I would leave. Yeah.
A lot of people that come into your YouTube channel or from your YouTube channel to your Twitch, they always it always seems like there's somebody in chat that's asking a very specific question about either like a YouTube video that you did in the past or some form of technical audio, whatever it may be, some form of streaming equipment is asked. And in your chat, I mean, you've got a bunch of people in there. There's a bunch, like, I mean, your chat's flowing. It's very a rare time where it's not, and you do a really really good job of keeping up with that. But especially picking out the technical questions and answering them in a different way. And I guess it's a different way or relatively similar to the way that the YouTube video talked about it, right?
I found myself like feeling like, oh yeah, I've said this in YouTube videos. I've said this in YouTube videos. Maybe because I know my videos better than anyone else. I kind of have to recognize, like, even if I'm repeating something from a video, a tiny percentage of these people have seen it. I've got over 100 YouTube videos. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, right.
So there is that. But no, it's so without like, this would be the second time I've brought up my religion. I'm not like a religious streamer. I am a religious person who streams, but my religion is a big part of my life. But I served a 2-year mission, knocking on doors, talking to 100 strangers a day about Jesus.
Oh my God. You were one of the ones I ignored, probably.
Yeah, name tags.
Yeah.
White shirt and tie. Oh yeah, that was me.
Oh my God.
Elder Heller. Yeah.
Jesus.
Best experience of my life.
What?
Not most fun experience.
Okay.
But like, I that's where I built a lot of confidence. Was doing that.
Yeah, I can imagine you get turned down every day.
Oh yeah, and people get mad.
Yeah,
and it's just like guys. The rule is like, doesn't matter. Be kind. Be nice to everybody. People are going to be mean to you. You're gonna have to get used to that. But you get used to just teaching. You're just nonstop teaching all day, every day, and trying to explain it to someone who's never had religion in their life.
Right.
And you get used to taking these really complex topics and making them really easy to break down and understand. Mm-hmm. And so that was a huge learning experience for me to like be a good teacher. And that's probably helped a lot with my job.
Yeah, that would make sense, dude. That would make a lot of sense because again, you're talking about, I mean, I don't know how your religion works. I don't dive into it, but I can't imagine that it's changing pretty often. I can't imagine that new books are coming out every other week, right? So so I could definitely see how that would help out with people popping in the chat and asking about
Bible Part 2,
yeah.
Jesus Strikes Back.
Yeah, I don't know that different sequels are being published every other week. Yeah. But yeah, dude, I always thought you did a really good job of that. And there was a point in time where I was just getting into some new gear, and even I ended up watching one of your videos, and I try and stay away from your videos as best I can. But
That's fair.
I ended up popping into your channel and asking you a question, and at that time we had just gotten back from an event, and you and I did our thing at one of the at the stream studio, and so I figured that it was like one of those things that I was like, oh, well, that's Dap, I'll help him out. But it wasn't like that. You were juggling between helping me and then one other person in chat and explaining it in such detailed words that even I could understand what this person's problem was. And same thing, obviously, vice versa for me. Like, obviously, like you're the one that got you ended up getting that Panasonic that I have over there set up originally for me whenever I was having a lot of issues with it. And it was all just through Twitch chat. So I think you do a damn good job at that. It's pretty wild.
Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate that. It's fun. I'm always worried that like I give someone advice and they're like, yeah, that didn't work at all. Because it's going to happen.
Of course
it happens.
Yeah, of course
but it's like the interesting part that I realized early on when it comes to doing a stream like that where I'm giving advice is like, if I'm just going through and question, answer, like it's really helpful. And it's honestly what the people came there for, to get their question answered. However, you focus too much on the individuals. You have 900 other people who are just watching you troubleshoot someone else's question. Yeah. So you have to learn like, what problems can you answer on stream, and then balance it between answering some quick questions and giving some good general advice to everyone, but also someone like looking for the questions that prompt a long conversation. Right. And those are the good ones, like the deep ones about motivation or about, work ethic, these things that like, I know because I've had the conversations in my brain with myself and had to come to certain realizations in order to get to where I'm at. Like having these conversations with the audience where anybody would appreciate it. And it's just like those, hashtag deep conversations. Those I love those. I live for those questions, and those are definitely the questions that like keep the chat alive.
Which is it's super cool to hear too, because you do all of that while also entertaining and while also keeping up with the regulars that are in there, like, yo, how's your day, what's been happening, so maybe something happened last week, did you get that figured out, while getting into the hashtag deep things I think it's super rad, man. I truly do. I take a lot of inspiration from the things that you do in your stream. Now I can't translate a lot of them over because that's just not my personality. I am the guy who yells at people and who curses at people. I'm a big.
But you're good at that. I've watched your stuff.
I definitely am.
I am blown away at how long you can keep up that energy when I'm just like, sitting here. Oh yeah, the camera does this. Blah 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 blah. You need to go XLR if you go to your settings. Blah 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 blah. Like that's my energy on streaming. That's what people are there for. And I'm like, I'm a serious introvert. Like I could never do what you do.
Well, I absolutely love it. It's always been my passion, is just yelling at people. I love it. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. One thing that I also wanted to talk with you about is the YouTube channel, because you have such a, I'm gonna call it a niche. Now it might not be a niche in your eyes, but in my opinion, it's such a niche because it's so directly geared toward this, geared toward what we're doing right now. What the hell got you into that? What made you be like, let me do this?
So, I came from a background of like YouTube and trying to turn music videos into like something that we shot from home into this professional looking thing. I spent years learning to, motion graphic design and like add cool little touches to professional YouTube videos. And then I popped on Twitch. I found it through Twitch Plays Pokemon. That was when I first found Twitch, actually.
What?
Which it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, I was kind of late to the party.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I'd ever heard the name Twitch. And I was like, these are my people. But
this is it.
But I popped on and I'm watching these guys. And at the time, like a good chunk of them didn't have webcams. There was like a cheap little $30 webcam and like either no overlay or like a over the top, really ugly MS Paint overlay. And I was like, these people don't care about production value. And they probably know nothing about it because they're not content creators, they're gamers.
I think that was the biggest thing.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both, but that is a big one, is that people, like most of the people on Twitch, especially at the time, nowadays you get a lot more content creators there, but like at the time it was just gamers that just want to look, what's the minimum requirements to start gaming on Twitch? Webcam, I can use my headset microphone, and then maybe I can throw something together in MS Paint and make it just a massive thing. But so I saw an opportunity there to share what I had learned with what I'd done and say, this is how you do it. And I started off, I'm not a great designer. I like dabbling. Yeah, no, I there's a reason I have Sam do like almost, I'm again, mediocrity in all things. I like to think I'm generally a little bit better than average here on Twitch, but compared to like designers, I'm very poor. And so I started like the stream design thing. Like maybe I can make a whole channel out of stream design. And I realized really quickly I was running out of videos. I wasn't really good enough at it to make a design channel. And so branched out, did stream tips, and then kind of fell on, like, I was thinking one night, like, how do I come up with something that I could imagine people telling their friends? And Stream Doctor came up and it stuck in my head. I was like, if Stream Doctor stuck in my head, it'll probably stick in everybody else's head. And so I started calling myself the Stream Doctor, and it really caught on.
Yeah, it is.
I had a couple videos really blow up.
Yeah. What were the videos that you were doing at that time?
So the one that blew up was one that I have a lot of background in, and it was basically about the Twitch versus YouTube algorithm. And it was just a video on like, this is why it's easier to grow on YouTube than it is on Twitch, because this, YouTube has a recommended feed. The videos are topical. They are short form. So you browse a lot more, and Twitch you just can't do any of that. There's no searchability, anything like that. So it was a video on like basically just telling people who weren't growing, it's not entirely your fault. And I think people needed to hear that, because they felt like maybe I just need to grind more hours. Maybe I just need to do this. Like, no. It is Twitch's fault. There is no growth potential on Twitch. And that one really stuck with people.
Yeah, that stuck with me right now.
Yeah, people went back and they watched a bunch of other older videos, like a previous video that didn't really go anywhere, 50 tips in 10 minutes. That one ended up getting more views than the one that originally launched the channel off. Wow. So that's interesting to see in like my analytics. But and then he just kind of kept going from there. And then it was really important to me to make sure I branched out as much as I can. The issue, I hope I'm not just on this randomly long tangent.
No, I want
like this.
I'm genuinely intrigued. Intrigued.
Like stream design was very much a niche.
Yeah.
And so I expanded out to streaming, which is a slightly larger niche. And I knew that if I could expand out further than that and still stay on a topic where the subscribers would enjoy the content, but it would also reach other people that maybe might not have searched for how to grow on Twitch, so things like microphone tutorials, because I have a background in audio, things like camera tutorials, because I've been making full-blown productions for years. Then I branched out. I knew I wanted to get into PC building, which was just terrifying.
Yes. Yeah.
I love building PCs, but like that community, like if they don't feel like you have earned a spot there, they rip you to shreds.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And so the first couple videos I did with Andy Lemonade, who has built like 50 PCs or so in his life, but like they were the first ones I'm a little embarrassed of.
Really?
Yeah, I only built like one PC at the time when we did the first one together. And now I've probably built 20 or so and swapped stuff out and experimented with a bunch of different things. So I'm a little bit more well-versed, but still, like the last video I launched was a liquid cooling video, and I've only done, it's this PC right here. It's not turned on right now, but like all the tubes and everything.
Yeah.
And every time I do that, I get ripped to shreds, because I've only liquid cooled one PC. I made a ton of mistakes because it was my first time.
Yeah.
It looks awesome and it works great, but like
but not in the eyes of
people get mad.
Of the real hardcore.
I would even say it is a professionally done, like, just when it's working, but like I didn't put a very good drain port on it, and it's very difficult to refill. So like I had to like put in more tubes and like blow in one and have it come out the other. That's what's in the video, and people are like, yeah, you should never do that. I found out the PC was on when just power was going. The PC wasn't powered on, but there was power in the PSU.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shoot, we should have turned that off.
Yeah.
But so like, and we leave those things in because it adds a lot of flavor to it. But like the hardcore like PC elitists are like, you will never be one of us.
That's so crazy, dude. Just that whole road of getting into that niche area of YouTube. I think because you do the thing about your YouTube videos is you go so in depth in so many different products. Like you talked about your microphones, dude. I've seen the videos where you have like 3 mic, like you buy like 3 mics, 3 like different kinds of cameras. I saw whenever I was trying to get one of my the original one, the original DSLR that I had, and you had this crazy rig with like 3 or 4 different cameras on it, trying to compare all the quality together.
You're talking about the piece of wood that we drilled holes into and mounted 4 cameras to it. It was 2 webcams and 2 DSLRs, just so you could like see. It was just a firm progression there.
Dude, it's so crazy.
That was fun. Did that with Lemonade. That was just a project night.
It's so it's so wild the depth, but then again, that's why your YouTube is so relevant. That's why so many people. I mean, people still refer to you as a stream doctor, which is crazy because now it's Alpha Gaming, correct?
Well, it's always been out. The channel's always been Alpha Gaming. Okay. It was just like my moniker was Stream Doctor. I got rid of the Stream Doctor playlist. I haven't called myself the Stream Doctor in like a year.
Really?
And it's I mean, I still hear it a lot, but like because I have a playlist called Stream Doctor. All my old videos say I'm your Stream Doctor, and people are still watching old videos. But I just changed it. I just for fun. I was like, oh, we're gonna change the Stream Doctor. We're gonna do it now. I changed it to Stream Senpai. So since we got Senpai Records, we're going full ham with the Senpai name, and I was like, we're doing it.
Diving deep, dude. God, that's so crazy. How has COVID affected videos and what you do from day-to-day life, other than not being able to travel?
This is honestly like a conversation I have to really tiptoe around, and I have to make sure I use my words very, very carefully.
Okay.
Because I mean, there are a ton of people really struggling right now.
There definitely are.
And I'm like, it would terrify me if I was just out of a job.
Yeah.
And with no clue when I was going to come back. And are you getting a stimulus check? Are you going to get unemployment? Like it's hard to talk about this because of how many people are struggling. But the internet's businesses are thriving.
They are.
Because everybody's at home. Everybody's looking for something to do. My viewership doubled.
Yeah.
On Twitch and on YouTube.
Dude, I can imagine on YouTube for sure.
And StreamBeats, people are listening to it more often. More people are streaming. More people are just sitting at home listening to background music. Like it's hard for me. I hate coming out and being like, COVID has actually been really, because it hasn't been positive. Like COVID's not a positive thing.
No, of course not.
But like it has had a positive impact on my business. And so it's been like a conscious effort of, okay, if I am one of the very few people benefiting from this, how do you turn this around and make sure I'm doing my due diligence and doing what I can for the community? And so we got, our charity is to COVID relief, which is just a permanent 24 charity. I make sure I wear a mask anywhere I go.
Dude.
Just the little things, Dude,
how insane is it that people are out there right now and they're like, people are genuinely mad at you for wearing a mask. There are human beings on this earth that are mad at you for conforming to the government.
Thing. It's the weirdest. I don't get it.
What are we
Get over it.
Put a mask on.
Let's say it doesn't do anything.
What is it hurting?
You.
Yeah, nothing.
Just wear a mask.
Yeah, just
be a kind person. Yeah. That's all it is.
And dude,
not hard.
For someone like you, you've been to Japan. Dude, those people wear masks.
They were already
out of courtesy. Like if they
always have been.
It's crazy.
We go on the subway, almost everybody's wearing a mask all the time.
It's crazy. Like, dude, what are we doing? Like, just
I
put
don't
them.
know.
The government is not trying to overthrow you, bro.
Freaking America.
Come on, dude. It's insane.
I love how it's been months and we don't need to get into politics here. I just think it's ironic that like after months we don't have a mask mandate, but let's ban TikTok.
Got to.
No.
Got
like
how
quickly TikTok was acted upon and how we're still waiting on masks.
It's Jesus. The world we live in, man.
I know. It cracks me up.
The world we live in is so just incredible. God bless. So what's the future hold for the YouTube channel? Is that something that you like, because you do have so many different things going on? What is next in the scope of Harris Heller?
So as usual, there are things I can tell you and things I don't want to tell you yet.
Just tell me all.
I put yet at the end. I'll tell you.
I heard it.
I'll tell you eventually.
Okay.
But no, the big one right now is we're building a house.
Wow.
Yeah, we actually just got really bad news about it yesterday.
Yikes! What?
Well, they finally dug the hole. Let me just tell you what the plan is, though. So,
okay.
We live in a townhome. Yeah. Like this wall over here is a shared wall.
Scary.
And it's great. We love our place, but the ceilings are like 7.5 feet tall, so you wouldn't even be able to stand up in here. And the walls are skin colored. Which is why I make sure I always have like LED lights behind me, because otherwise I just blend in with the wall, and we can't change them because we rent and our landlord doesn't want us to paint. And so like when I shoot videos in the other room where I'm standing up walking around, like I'm a foot off the ceiling and I literally, the entire frame is just monotone because it's all skin colored. You can't color correct it if it's all one color. And it's just like, I feel like a dude, like I've got like 350,000 subscribers and I'm just a dude making videos in his crappy basement, and it kills me. It kills me. I've outgrown this place. I outgrew this place a year ago and we're still here. And so we're building a house and the entire basement's going to be a production studio.
Dude, nice.
I am beyond pumped. You have no clue.
Dude, I think that's
10-foot ceilings.
Dude, right now, I know you're a religious guy, but right now I'm getting hard. Okay. And, okay, like, dude, like you're describing my dream place, having the basement be everything that we do, and then massive ceilings. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, so there'll be like a film area. We'll have like a workshop area with like I want to get a 3D printer and a CNC machine so we can make like our own custom water blocks for liquid cooling PCs.
Whoa.
We'll have an editing room for Sam and an audio editing room for Ryan, the new hire to Senpai Records. So like a video and an audio like studio, B-roll room, and then underneath the garage, we're digging out underneath the garage, and that's my stream room. And it's just, there's no film equipment. It's just my creative space.
Dude, and that is incredible. That is awesome. So
they just dug the hole on Friday.
Yeah.
And then on Tuesday, it was yesterday. Yesterday, they called me like, hey, we actually heard back from the city again. And it turns out the house you want to build is too big for that lot. We can't fit it on there. Like the whole layout. They can't build that one. They have to like take off a third car garage or something, or we have to we can't do it. And these builders have been so bad. Like takes them 3 months to do something else, say takes 2 weeks. Like it's just been waiting and waiting. And I finally was like, here's the deal. I'm going to need an email from you by the end of the day with solutions. They need to be good solutions or we're leaving and you can enjoy your hole. Because we'll get our money back and they're stuck with a hole that they got to fit, like a hole for a home they can't fit on there. I was like, fix this or we're done, because this has been awful. I'd never dude, I'm the guy who's like, I never get upset with people, like especially like don't shoot the messenger kind of person, you know?
Right.
But like, this is a superintendent at this company. You should have known we couldn't build this house on this lot, and they didn't know. And so I didn't yell at him or anything, but I told him, find me a solution or we're done.
We're done.
He's like,
dude,
okay.
Dude, that is so scary. And we will get into this too, but dude, building a home is such it's to you build it to your specifications, but you have to deal with building the home and having to deal with the people who are building your home.
I had no clue. I had no clue. You just feel like a low priority the whole time.
Of
like,
course.
hey, this thing I asked you about 2 weeks ago, have you asked them about it? Oh no, I'll hit him up today. Like, it's just Dude, that constantly.
I've always wanted to build my own home. Now, this is your first home that you're building. Like,
yeah, we've always rented just little apartments and stuff.
What made you decide to build your first home as opposed to just buying one that
we did look at places to buy.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, if we were just living there, oh yeah, easy call. Right. Absolutely, just buy a decent place. But like, it is our home and my workspace, and I have a professional production studio. I need a professional production studio. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go out and I love being able to work from home.
Yeah, and
we couldn't find a house that was. I mean, we had a hard time finding 9-foot ceilings.
Yeah. Dude, what's going on in Utah right now? Like, what are we talking about?
What do you mean?
Are we building these houses? Is everybody just genetically smaller there?
Dude, everybody's moving to Utah. Utah's exploding.
Really? Well, I guess I've actually been hearing that. I don't know what it is. I feel like after I heard Post Malone lives in Utah, everybody started to move to Utah.
Wait, Post Malone lives in Utah?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, dude, he's got a huge house out there in like a winery.
Park City or something?
Near Salt Lake, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah. Kind of crazy.
I'm gonna Google that after we're done.
You should. He's got like a winery and stuff like that out there too. It's crazy.
I'm sure I can find him. I'll just knock on his door.
Yeah, dude, that'd be a great idea.
Posty?
That'd be a great idea.
But no, it's a big tech space right now. A lot of tech companies have come in, and so it's exploding. And so they're building all these like track homes and stuff, with very minimum specs. They're nice homes, but they're built as cheap as possible. And we're like, this isn't gonna. If I'm gonna work. If I'm going to potentially have the most, if I like to aim high,
of course,
and I wouldn't be able to aim high if I just moved into some random home.
Yeah.
So we're making an investment. I know I don't personally believe your own home is really an investment, but we're making an investment for the studio.
Right. Now, did you and I'm by the way, I'm super intrigued in this because I would say I'm 2 years behind you as far, or well, actually no, way longer than that. As far as renting goes, I forgot you're so old. I'm a lot further behind you in renting years, and dude, I have been so infatuated with I have to own a home, I have to buy a home, and there's been two sides of that, and it's been just buy one that fits and pretty much can get the job done, or try and find one that fits your exact specifications, or build your own home and build it the way that you want it to. Now, I've heard two separate sides of this, and one is building your own home is super expensive, just buy one. And then I've also heard you can spend right around the same amount of money to buy one as you would to build one. So was that in your mind at all?
We didn't see a huge price difference. In fact, we would have probably just continued renting, like finding a home to rent.
Really?
I'm not really into buying. The only reason I'm buying is because I needed specific things for my studio. I got a buddy of mine who's a real estate investor. I used to actually make Facebook content for him before the YouTube channel blew up. That was like my between my music career with my wife and then this career. That was what I was doing. I was making content for other people. And he's a real estate investor. And like he rented for the longest time. He probably owned 10 homes, but he rented his own. Everybody says like this is going to be new real estate talk with DapperJameson, a new segment of this.
I love it.
No, everybody says like, oh, you invest in a home, like that way you're not, because when you put rent in a home, you're just throwing it away. At least when you're owning the home, you're putting it into something that you own, right? That's what everyone says.
Yeah, that's what I know.
Rich people don't care about that. It's not about like generally like the middle class cares about equity. They care about owning something because they feel like they have it. Mm-hmm. When equity doesn't change anything for you. At the end of the day, you're still putting a couple $1,000s in and you're still living there. That money never goes into your pocket. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
It's about putting your money into things that will bring you cash flow, bring you money back to you. And so he invests any money he has to buy a home, he invests in rental properties. And because at the end of the day, his rent works the exact same way as his own stuff. But as he invests in rental properties, then he actually makes money every month off of those people. So that's I don't really care that much about. I wouldn't end up buying or building my own home if I didn't need specific things for my stream.
Yeah.
I'd probably just keep renting, find a bigger place to rent. But but I wasn't able to find a home or a place to rent that could do what I needed to do.
Right. Of course, it's very specific needs that need to be filled. Damn, that's crazy. So when if this home is to work out on this site, how long of a process are we talking about?
They literally, that phone call yesterday added at least another month because we have to figure out, and we were hoping for January. That was the original goal. Then it got pushed back to February, maybe March, now probably April. And man. Dude, it's been rough. But because we have to figure out what we're going to change, if we're going to change something. I'm actually checking out another property today and another builder just as a backup plan.
Wow.
So that would
you're
set us back even
really
further.
over these guys.
Yeah. I mean, we put so much time into this. I don't want to do that. But like, if we can't get the home we want, like we'd be chopping off the third car garage.
Yeah.
And that would kill the resale value of the home. Like an insane amount. So like if they're not willing to discount it, the amount that we'd be losing, like we'd be taking a huge loss on the home. So, you know, we'll see what the options are. We'll see what the other ones are. And if we come to an agreement, they have to send it back to the city. It'll take a month to get approved. Dude, it's a mess.
God, dude, I'm frustrated just talking with you. Like that's
dude, I'm like, don't get upset. This is Dapper's content. You can't get upset on his content.
I'm upset. I'm upset literally for you right now.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, I didn't want to take up a whole bunch of your time. I really just wanted to kind of hop in here and chat with you and say what's up and see how things have been and kind of where your avenues are at right now. And it's super cool to hear. It's super cool to get to talk with you again. I know generally by this time we've already been to an event or two, or approaching a second one, and I would have had the opportunity to catch up with you a little bit there and said what's up. But yeah, man, dude, I appreciate you coming on. It really does mean a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad you hit me up, and thanks for forgiving me when I blew you off on Tuesday.
It's all good, dude. It is all. wait, real quick. Do you have a GG Energy mouse pad right there?
How do you know what GG Energy is,
bro? Do you realize I was a part of GG Energy when those mouse pads right there? They sent me a whole care package way early on. Way early on, dude. That's how I
Dear audience, by the way, GG Energy is basically a failed G Fuel competitor.
Way early on. They sent me like a whole they sent me like arm sleeves.
Yeah, you've seen
pads.
Lemonade wear those arm sleeves, right?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so he was an investor in that company, or he was involved in the company somehow.
There was, dude. Are they based out of Utah, or were they based? So I had ended up, I had randomly reached out to them, and somebody, one of the lead people, ended up getting back with me, and they were like, "Yeah, man, we'd love to have you on." And I want to say that was when I first talked with Lemonade, because I think Lemonade popped in after that, and he was like, "Hey, man, like I'm a part of GG Energy. I can't believe you still have their mouse pad, dude.
It's so big.
It is. It's so big. I've combined two together. God, you just brought back a memory from the past, bro. That's so crazy.
You know what's weird about it? I have an Alpha Gaming mouse pad. I don't have it personally, but I just finished my merch release. It was like a two week period where you could buy it, and they sent me all my merch ahead of time, but they forgot to send me the mouse pad. So there are a bunch of people who bought Alpha Gaming mouse pads, and I don't even have one.
I'm in that same boat. I just did a merch release too, and I don't have a hoodie. I don't have my own hoodie. That's like, how did before we get out of here? I know we're dragging this on. How did your merch release go? Was it good?
Dude, it was great.
Really? Who did you go through? Oh, well, you don't have to tell me, but did you do it?
It was Meta Threads.
Oh, really? Damn, you got it with Meta?
It was a Meta Threads deal. Yeah.
Holy hell, that's awesome.
It was, dude. They're insane. They're so good.
I love Meta Threads.
I've tried working with a couple other people, and we'd go back and forth, and I'd like revision after revision. They'd send me a shirt. It doesn't look anything like the mock-ups they showed me. Whatever. Went with Meta Threads, and I gave them a couple ideas that I had, and they come back with sending a bunch of designs like 2 days later, and they were exactly what I wanted.
That is so good to hear.
So creative, so beautiful. And I mean, I had a couple like, let's adjust this a little bit. Let's change this a little bit. Let's choose this one over this one.
Yeah.
But like, it took a week or 2 weeks to get done and ready. And dude, they were on the ball. MetaThreads is incredible.
There's a lot of people out there that are listening to this or that are watching this and that don't understand what you're talking about as far as the issues that you had in the past, but it is so common. It's insanity. Dude, it drives me nuts to not like, dude, what are we talking about? I gave you this. Why does this look nothing like it? Like what? It's insanity, dude. I know the feeling. God. Well, anyways,
so they crushed it.
Anyways, dude, congrats. That's super rad. I'm so glad. MetaThreads, that's incredible, dude. Obviously, again, thank you for being on the show. Truly, it does mean a lot from the bottom of my heart. You're the fucking.
Thanks for having me on.
You're the man.
I look forward to seeing how you post this and how the content goes up.
Yeah.
Is it? I assume it's on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. It'll get posted to YouTube, and then I also have it on. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher. Literally,
I'm totally subscribed to your YouTube channel. But what's the name of it again?
It's DapperJameson, you bot. Okay.
I mean, yeah, good, cool. Yeah, there it is on my subscription feed.
Yeah, cool. I can't wait to see you pop up. It's gonna be tight. Where can the people find you at, Harris? Where can we all follow you at?
Harris Heller is my handle across pretty much all my socials. So on Twitter, on Twitch, except on YouTube. But if you search Harris Heller on YouTube, all my videos pop up.
Right, which is rad. And there'll obviously be links in the description for everything. You guys can check it all out. And again, dude, truly, I'm very appreciative, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Dude, thanks for having me here, man.
All right, man. Thanks, everybody.
Later, brother.